everything you want is on the other side of your fear. Those dreams that I know you dream about and pray for, the future husband you pray for, the kind of job you are dreaming about, or maybe even being able to stay home. Whatever those God-given dreams are, I'm going to tell you they are also God-given desires. Things like marriage, a great job, being able to take care of your family. And I'm also here to tell you that once you stop being afraid to take the first step, God shows you the way. In fact, the reason why you're so anxious and stuck in just confusion and overwhelm is because you haven't taken the first step. And I'm here to tell you that once you stop being afraid to take the first step, God will continue to show you the next step. And then today's Tough Love Tuesday is going to help you look your fear in the eye and do something about it. Meaning you will finally decide to take action where you know that you need to, or you know that you've been delaying and have been procrastinating and have just stayed stuck in for years. So let's get on to today's episode. Welcome to Speak Life for Single Moms. I'm Victoria Garris. After years of struggling to figure out how to balance being a mom, working full-time, and taking care of myself, God showed me that there is a way to create a routine that took me from chaos to calm through time blocking and simple routines. Now, I help single moms take the next right step with God to build a simple, doable weekly routine that gives her time to breathe, take care of her family and home, and still have time for herself. So grab your planner and emotional support water bottle. It's time to go from chaos to calm. So today's episode is all about facing your fears, but you also know it's Tough Love Tuesday, so you know how it's going to be. And if you've been afraid to take the first right step alone and to finally trust yourself and have confidence that you can keep your promises to yourself, that you can be healthy, you can be grateful, and that you can actually be capable of doing the things that you never thought you could do, go join the Holy Habits Challenge. I have already started posting prep content, so it starts May 25th, and you are going to be blown away by what God does in that 4-week challenge. And you're going to be tracking your steps, tracking your water, and saying a daily gratitude. And you're going to be reporting all of that in the challenge, because that's what it's really about. It's about accountability, being seen, being supported, being loved. And the reason why I'm hosting this challenge is not for you to just do, those 3 things, but again, understand the power of accountability and the power of when someone is watching you and making sure that you are doing what you said you're going to do. It changes everything. And because this is the problem that you most likely have. You probably write things down. You probably even keep your sticky notes up. You probably even have like a workout routine on your phone. But guess what? When push comes to shove and no one's watching you, when you're tired, you're unmotivated, and you don't show up for a day, and then you miss another day, guess what? Then it turns into a week, and then it turns into weeks, and then months, and then sadly, sometimes it can even turn into years. And so I know you're ready to break that cycle, finally be done with that period or era of your life. And so stop waiting. Go join right now. The price will go up May 25th. Early bird pricing is available until midnight on May 25th. So that's the day we start. And I know that this is truly going to be the turning point in your journey. If you've never done something like this, it is just such a great way. I still remember my first challenge I did years ago. It was with a health and fitness coach online, and she posted a workout that we would do every single day. And so it was slightly different. And then we would also log our water, and I can't remember if there was anything else, but it was just literally just helping me get in the habit of just doing what I need to do. And so, of course, I paid for that, and that just helped me have some skin in the game, because I was like, oh shoot, I actually paid for this, and there are people who are like gonna like see me, so I don't want to look like the one person who just pays for something and then doesn't do anything about it. So the link will be in the show notes with early bird pricing, and I can't wait to see you there, and I can't wait to see what God does during the Holy Habits Challenge. Alrighty, let's finally get into today's episode. So I want to tell you about 2 years ago when I really wanted to get serious about my business, and specifically the podcast, and how I could serve women through the podcast, but also help women to see that they are capable of becoming confident, organized, and just capable. And I chose to invest in a coach. And this coach, she was a pretty penny, but I knew that if I actually got accountability into my life for the specific area, that God would multiply that. And so to me, that investment, like looking back at it today, is worth way more than what I had paid. And it's so true. And I'm seeing the fruit of it today. And I'm telling you that whenever you get over the fear of what it's going to take, or get over the fear of having to let your distractions go, God will do great things. And I'm also here to tell you that, like, why would you want to keep those distractions anyway? Like, why would you want to hold on to those negative thoughts and the things that are not serving you? And so for me, what that looked like, it was me having to finally get over my fear of being stuck in the same place, of having to figure everything out on my own. And the year before my podcast, I had like invested into it. I wasn't making any money. I wasn't serving any women. And I just knew that God had placed a call in my life. And so I chose to be smart, and I looked at my budget, and I had been listening to this coach's podcast for a while, and I invested in her program, because what I want to also say to this is, like, don't be unwise. Like, don't just throw caution to the wind. Like, hello, we all have bills to pay. We have families to feed. You need to make sure you're taking care of that. But I'm saying that if you tend to feed your distractions, and like consumption is a huge thing, whether it's consuming on a screen or consuming, like buying a whole bunch of stuff, like, then you need to take a look at where you are now and think about where you could be, not just a year from now, but like 3 months from now. Because 3 months ago, I'm telling you, I am not the person that I am today. It is just crazy to me how quickly God can move when you really lay down your fears, your distractions, and just get really serious about where you want to go. And I actually said this in one of my TikToks, and if you don't follow me on TikTok, go head over there. But if you don't want to go on TikTok, totally fine. I post some of those videos in our Patreon community group for free. So again, link is in the show notes for that as well. But I talked about how most people are actually not afraid of success. You are not afraid of getting a fit body. You are not afraid of having $1,000 in your bank account saved up. You're not afraid of, finally dating the guy who is godly and potentially your future husband. I think what you're I know what you're actually afraid of is having to let go of those things that keep you stuck. And it's funny because, like I said before, those things don't serve you. Scrolling on your phone for like 4 hours a day does not serve you. Going to bed late when you know you want to get to bed on time and wake up early to work out, that's not serving you. And so these things, they don't help you move further to the goals that you have in life. And so you're afraid that you're actually going to have to be disciplined and put your phone down and practice self-control. And you're afraid that you're going to have to actually stand your ground when you enforce a new rule in your home with your kids. And guess what? They don't want to listen. But I'm just here to tell you, spoiler alert, as a mom, if you want them to listen to you, you need to be super consistent, and they will actually start to pick up on that. They are very adaptive. So use that to your benefit. But I know that you're scared. You're going to have to lay down other things. Maybe it's TV, maybe it's some music. And for me, like, this was a while ago. This was just my personal conviction. I stopped listening to Taylor Swift years ago. I actually did not really like her personally. This is not to shame or bash her, but just like the kind of messages that she was putting out into the world through her music and other things. Like, why would I want to listen to music about constantly talking about the past and how someone did me wrong and all this stuff? Like, that's just not the energy, the mental state I want to be living in. And so I think that we get in our heads about like, oh, I don't know what to do. Well, it's like, we'll start with what you shouldn't do. That's probably the easiest thing. And for me, another thing was that I was scared that I actually needed help. I actually needed to invest in something that was going to move the needle, because I was already like hitting a wall over and over again. And this is where accountability came in, back to my coaching with, or investing in a coach for my podcast. Like, that lit a fire under my butt. And I tell you what, I had never been more aligned, I guess, or like in sync with what I needed to be doing. I like was just on top of everything. And I don't think it was just because of this coach. I think it's because I had obviously paid a lot of money for this thing, but also I knew that I needed to get the most value out of it. And so I saw what I was capable of. And so that further motivated me to keep going. And I used to struggle with saying I needed help, but in reality, I didn't. If I just kept saying I don't need help, I would just stay in the same cycle and the same patterns over and over again. And guess what that's called? It's called insanity. And that is when you're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, but you're not getting one. And so you beat yourself up for quitting and having to start over again. And I want you to know this, do not quit, whatever it is, whether you're trying to get healthy, whether you're trying to grow a deeper relationship with God. Don't quit. Because if you quit, then you will lose. But if you don't quit, you can't lose. And most importantly, God is with you. And you don't need to do this grand, big, jump from the rooftop. I'm not saying do that, but you don't have to do this big, crazy thing for God to move. If it means you just saying no to your phone an hour before bed, or if it's you drinking more water instead of soda at work, then that's a move that he can see, and he will do great and mighty things with it. Just a quick side note, because I posted about this on TikTok too. I lost 10 pounds within about 2.5 weeks recently. And I'll post my transformation on Patreon. But it was just crazy to me that I could really lock in, as the young ones say these days, lock in, get serious about my goals, and finally fit into a pair of jeans I had for 2 years. And they don't feel too tight. I'm still trying to fit more comfortably in them. But you need to know that you can do great things through Christ who strengthens you. And I'm just so passionate about telling you, you're not being delusional if you think that you have these big goals and you're how in the world I'm going to, reach them. And it's by doing the thing. It's by taking a step every single day. And I just think that you need to just bite the bullet and do something about it. So many people stay stuck in the same place because they don't want to do anything. And I think that the amount of people that I have met who are in their late 30s, early 40s, just kind of approaching midlife. And this is not to shame anyone who's in those ages, but I really do believe that it gets harder as you get older to change your habits. I am not saying it is impossible, but I feel someone starting at that age, let's say someone's 50 and they're wanting to make changes, they have to really undergo a whole lot of unlearning. And when you're younger than that age, you still have a little bit of a malleable brain. And I don't know, I feel even as I'm saying this, I don't fully believe that, because I really do believe anyone can make a change if they really desire it. That you really can go for whatever God has put on your heart. It is going to require you, again, to lay down certain things, but I do really believe that you can do it because you have God with you. And so, with that being said, I just want you to, face those fears that you have head on and write them down. I was doing the dishes earlier this morning, and I just started telling God, God, this is what I'm scared about with this situation. These are all the things that I'm worried about. And I was done holding on to it, and I just needed to voice it. And so I want you to do the same and go sign up for the Holy Habits Challenge if that is something that you will help you get closer to where you want to be. You don't need to be this super fit, super on top of it person. No, if you show up and you really just join in, engage, and just do the things, you're going to be a completely different person in 4 weeks. And if you want to stay in the membership, I'm going to keep hosting these challenges, then you have that ability. But if you just want to do it for the month of like it's May 25th through June 25th, that's totally fine. Again, you're going to get prep content, meaning just videos of me kind of prefacing like what's going to be going on, how you can set yourself up for success, those types of things if you join with early bird pricing right now. The link is in the show notes, and I'm just so thankful that you took time to listen to this today. And if that's all you did to kind of get you out of an old mindset, I'm so proud of you. Thanks so much for listening to this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to my mom's podcast. If you liked it, can you please leave a review so that more moms like you can find it? Bye!
Hi, friend. Thanks so much for listening to today's podcast. It is such a blessing to be able to serve single moms and to encourage you in your walk with Christ, but also helping you build a life with simple routines that bring you joy, energy, and help you enjoy motherhood. It would be such a blessing for you to share this episode with another single mom who could use the encouragement. And don't forget to subscribe and leave the podcast a review. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.